keeps control for Thompson. Pass for Stevens, wide open underneath on the basket. Great pass.
Backs down, now kicks out, up top to the left side, Caden Dahl. Dahl hesitates, then takes the three and knocks it home good. Dahl to get the turn. Carr trying to keep those legs underneath, then Cassette gets him down, and there's the pin.
Rebounded by Kendra Severson. Severson, here comes Bevins back the other way. Bevins, little contact, roll it in, good for Elena Bevins, and we're tied.
Through and Zeller with an excuse me bump, and here goes Sem for takeoff.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
It's our coverage of the North Dakota State Wrestling Tournament here on yourliveevent.com. Welcome to our IRA Insurance pre-match show here today as the last Class B boys duel just wrapped up moments ago, so we are going to be a little behind schedule here in terms of the start times as the officials are waking their mate to the match on the girls' mats. You have Dickinson High going up against the Central Cass Squirrels, and Central Cass the 1 seed from the east, Dickinson the 4 seed from the west. And then on the boys' side, on mat number 1, it will be Central Cass and Fargo Davies in a consolation semifinal. The loser of that match will have their dual portion of their season comes to a close. The winner of that dual match will go in a placing round, and that'll be at 2:30 roughly this afternoon on the boys' side. On the girls' side, regardless, they will be wrestling again here at 1 o'clock as a scheduled start time, whether it's the dual semifinals or the consolation semifinals as well. So that, again, is going to be a little bit later on here today inside the Fargo Dome. So that is what looks between the Central Cass wrestling programs. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll go over the brackets and get you ready for some wrestling here of the North Dakota State Dual Girls and Boys Wrestling Tournaments.
This is Tim Cassette, your local Golden Harvest Seeds dealer. During these winter months, as you think ahead to the spring planting season, I remind you there is strong yielding varieties of Golden Harvest beans and corn available for spring delivery. There's discounts offered. Please ask me about Golden Advantage deferred payment options or any cash payment discounts. Call me, Tim Cassette, at 701-430-0877, and thank you for planting Golden Harvest seeds on your farm.
You'll fall in love with carefree living when you move to Benedictine Mission Court in Ada. Sign a lease this month and get your 3rd month of rent free. Not only that, Benedictine will waive your community fee. That's a value of over $4,000. Benedictine Mission Court offers housekeeping, 3 meals a day, common areas, on-site spiritual care and worship services, and indoor access to Essentia Health Clinic Ada. Call today to schedule a tour, 218-784-5250. Benedictine Mission Court in Ada.
As we take a look at the brackets that are going on here as part of our IRA Insurance pregame show, on the Class A boys side, it was nearly a west sweep. Bismarck High defeated Central Cass 67-3. Dickinson down Fargo Davies 51-18. West Fargo Cheyenne, the one lone East team, in with a 32-30 win over Century. And then Williston upends Devils Lake 52-18. So in the semifinals, Bismarck High, Dickinson, Cheyenne, Williston. Consolation semifinals, Central Cass, Fargo Davies, and Bismarck Century Devils Lake. On the girls' dual tournament, it'll be the quarterfinals here. Number 1 seed from the west, Minot High, against the 4 seed from the east, Napoleon Gacko Streeter. The Carrington Cardinals, the 2 seed from the east, going up against Bismarck Legacy. Bottom half of the bracket will feature the Central Cass Squirrels, the number 1 seed from the east, against the 4 seed of Dickinson. Then Bismarck High against the Fargo Stingers. Bismarck High, the 2 seed. Fargo is the 3 seed. So again, that is going on the girls' dual side. We'll take one more break. When we come back, we'll get ready for some girls wrestling and then get you set for the boys wrestling with our simultaneous coverage of Central Cass wrestling here from the dual tournament at the Fargo Dome.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsboro. You can see the latest inventory online at BloomfieldTrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
You can buy beef by the quarter, half or whole beef from Mueller Angus, USDA inspected beef. Fill the freezer. Call Dave Mueller at 701-799-3032. 701-799-3032 to purchase beef by the quarter, half or the whole from Mueller Angus, Hillsboro. You can buy beef by the quarter, half or whole beef from Mueller Angus, USDA inspected beef. Fill the freezer. Call Dave Mueller at 701-799-3032. 701-799-3032 to purchase beef by the quarter, half or the whole from Mueller Angus, Hillsboro.
As we get ready here for our wrestling coverage, the boys are underway here for Central Cass and Fargo Davies. Derek Jorson here from Central Cass going up against Hudson Shaw from Fargo Davies. This starting at 107 pounds. In the Consolation semifinals at 107 pounds again, as Derek Jorson trying to get a 2-point takedown against Hudson Shaw right now, able to do so and get that 2-point takedown as they continue work in the center of the mat. On the girls' side, they'll be starting at 215 as they're making sure that they got everything taken care of properly. As this one continues to go here with Derek Jorson with a 2-point advantage right now as he's working that arm a little bit on that chicken wing against Hudson Shaw right now here for the Central Cass Squirrels. And on the girls' side, advancing with a win here for Central Cass at 250. It'll be a open weight class, so Talon Bodier here for Central Cass will take the opening 6 points here for the Central Cass Squirrels, as we will go to now 100 points in a moment. But right now for Central Cass on the boys' side, Derek Jorson on mat number 1 working with some near fall points, has a 5-0 advantage trying to get the fall of Hudson Shaw here, as 3 near fall points will be awarded to Derek Jorson of the Central Cass Squirrels. So Jorson on mat number 1 continues to work here on Hudson Shaw. As on mat number 3 on the girls' side, getting underway will be Anna White of Central Cass against a Reagan here from Dickinson. Anna White coming off back-to-back individual championships at 100 pounds here for the Central Cass Squirrels. So Derek Jorson continues to work that arm bar a little bit here against Hudson Shaw, and that's how we'll end our first period. The Central Cass Squirrels with a 5-0 advantage here in our Golden Harvest Tim Kazette Seed Sales scoreboard. While we make our way to the girls' side again with what Anna White has been able to do. Currently scoreless after, again, there was winner via forfeit for the Squirrels as they have a 6-0 lead on the girls' perspective. On the boys' side, again, good start here for Central Cass with Derek Jorson after a 2-point takedown, earned 3 points for a near fall, as they will be into the center of the mat. Anna White with a 2-point takedown in her own right across the way on mat number 3. Central Cass Squirrels for the boys looking to try to get to the Consolation Championship. Well, for the Central Cass Squirrels, this is their quarterfinals. A win would get them to the semifinals here at 1 o'clock. Anna White has her opponent on her back. Anna White looking to finish it off here with a potential pin against Reagan here from Dickinson. And there it is. Anna White gets 6 points for the girls from Central Cass. Winner via fall, Anna White at 100 pounds as we go to 106 now on the girls' side. Back to mat number 1 on the boys' side. Working their way around here is going to be Derek Jorson, still with a 5-0 advantage. Jorson now working with some back points, trying to get Hudson Shaw on that back all the way down to the mat properly and try to win her via fall. This with now 40 seconds left in this second period, but there will be 3 more near fall points coming here for Derek Jorson. So Jorson with a 8-0 advantage over Hudson Shaw now from Fargo Davies, with 30 seconds left in the second period. At 106 pounds, Mallory DeVries going up against Harper Bocher here from Dickinson. And this at 106 pounds, 12-0 is your score on the girls' side between the midgets and the Squirrels, while on the boys' side between Fargo Davies and Central Cass, currently scoreless right now here in the opening weight class. Mallory DeVries here for the Squirrels, part of that East number 1 seed, going up against Harper Bocher here for Dickinson. They continue working that neutral position, 30 seconds in this first period, as they're in the middle of the circle right now, of the middle of the ring. And for the Central Cass Squirrels, after 2 periods on the boys' side, at 107 pounds again. Derek Jorson here from Central Cass with a takedown and 2-3 near fall points, has an 8-0 advantage going into that third period. Well, back at 106 pounds on the girls' side, Mallory DeVries here for the Central Cass Squirrels. And Harper Bochier currently scoreless right now, 50 seconds left, trying to get the 2-point takedown as Mallory DeVries able to come around and finish that move, turning the hips. Now all of a sudden on the boys' side, Derek Jorson has to be careful. He might get pinned here. Hudson Shaw with a 2-point takedown. Near fall points coming. Has him in a cradle right in the center of the mat. Hudson Shaw from Fargo Davies in the cradle of Derek Jorson after starting the third period down 8-0. Hudson Shaw will be working for the fall right now. As, again, the cradle continues to come across here on Derek Jorson. Hudson Shaw trying to get Derek Jorson with that cradle finished off with 60 seconds remaining here in the third period. As Derek Jorson continues to try to fight out of this cradle right now, as Mallory DeVries able to earn a 2-0 lead here for the Central Cass Squirrels over on mat number 3. As on mat number 1 right now on the boys' side, Derek Jorson and 3 near fall points coming here for Hudson Shaw for the Fargo Davies Eagles, as Shaw continues to ride on top here of Derek Jorson in the Consolation semis with 30 seconds remaining in this third period. Brent Dick will be joining us here in a moment as well, helping us get this coverage continued underway with the girls and the boys simulcast here for Squirrel Wrestling coverage here on YourLiveEvent.com. As Derek Jorson continues to work on the middle of the mat right now, we'll get called with a stalling warning here as Hudson Shaw is going to run out of time. Derek Jorson did a really good job fighting out of that cradle after taking an 8-0 lead. He will win via decision here for Central Cass. The Squirrels will take 3 points as Mallory DeVries works her way on the opposite side, and will allow Brent to cover the girls' duel here a little bit. As I'm Chase Miller with you, and I will cover the boys' duel a little bit here as the girls are a little out in front, as Brent will have to make his way at some point back over to the Class B boys' side after Lisbon with a commanding win over Kenmare Bullbells Burke Central. As Mallory DeVries continues to work up top, trying to win via the fall here for the Central Cass Squirrels. This would be at 106 pounds against Harper Bochier. Mallory DeVries trying to get that shoulder blades down here as DeVries has the fall for Central Cass, and they take an 18-0 advantage here on the girls' side. Mallory DeVries earns 6 points on the team side here for Central Cass. On the boys' side, the Central Cass Squirrels going up against Fargo Davies at 114 pounds. John Call of Central Cass going up against Talon here of Fargo Davies. Tuchscher for the Eagles will be working up top with a 2-point takedown to start this first period. On our Golden Harvest Tim Cassette seat sales scoreboard, again, the team points 3-0 in favor of Central Cass. As we'll have a potentially dangerous call as they will start on the bottom here for John Call for the Central Cass Squirrels. As Call continues to work on the middle of the mat. On the girls' side, Emma Dutt from Central Cass going to be going up against Emily Schilling of Dickinson. As this will be on the side of the mat, a 2-point takedown coming here for Emma Dutt of the Central Cass Squirrels. Now Dutt in a pinning position here against Emma Schilling. But Schilling does a good job getting back to her stomach. Near fall points will be coming at least 2 on this move with Emma Dutt. Back to the boys' side here. John Call trailing it now 3-2 after a penalty. So Talon Tuchscher here with a 2-0 lead, Tuchscher with a takedown with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, on this girls' side, Central Cass with the 18-0 lead in the duel. And a 1-point escape for Emily Schilling. So we're now 5-1's your score, match score on mat number 3 between Central Cass and Dickinson.
Mat number 1 right now, just the second weight class between Call and Tuchscher here. Tuchscher with that 2-point takedown to start now tries to spin over John Call nearly got into a cradle position and will end the first period. 2-0 Talon out in front.
And over on our girls' mat, on mat number 3, it's still 5-1. Now 5-3 is the score. Emily Schilling with the 2-point takedown returns Emma Dutt down to the mat. Dutt still leads 5-3 in the first period with 19 seconds on the clock.
As they will roll off the mat here between John Call and Talon Tuchscher on the boys' side on mat number 1, and starting in the top position will be Call, and then he'll get called for a caution. As Call right now will try to keep Tuchscher down on the mat. Well, Tuchscher will be working in that bottom position, trying to get out of the grasp of Call and see if he can earn a 1-point escape again with a 2-0 advantage, and trying to get him back around on the back there was Call, but Tuchscher does a good job getting back to his base now, working up in that little tripod.
Yeah, into the first period, 5-3 lead for Emma Dutt. Built up that 5-3 lead, but Schilling just chipped away. And now going into the second period, Emily Schilling in the bottom position.
It's John Call riding on top of Talon. Here's Talon working back to his base. Call just kind of putting his weight a little bit on the back of Talon. As this will continue to work in the middle of the mat right now here for Central Cass.
Yeah, girls quarterfinal. That Tim Kazed Golden Harvest Seed Sale scoreboard. Central Cass leads 18-0, 5-4 with Emily Schilling in this match. Now with the 1-point escape, wrestlers back up on their feet. We do have a Bank North blood timeout on mat number 3.
On mat number 1, what's at stake here? The Central Cass Squirrels, first time in Class A, trying to place here in their first. If they're able to win, they would be in the top 6 bare minimum. If you lose this match, your season comes to a close. Something different from the A and the B, where the A, there is no 7th place match. Continue to work his Call right now on the top of Talon Tuchscher. Tuchscher trying to see if he can get the escape or spin Call back to his back. As right now Talon brings Call off the mat a little bit here. 15 seconds remaining in the second period. Still a 2-0 lead for Tuchscher here for Fargo Davies.
And back in action after that Bank North blood timeout on mat number 3. 5-4 is the score. Wrestlers up on their feet in the neutral position with a minute 30 on the clock. That's 5-4 lead for Emma Dutt.
After 2 periods, it'll be a 2-0 advantage here at 114 pounds for Talon Tuchscher here for Fargo Davies. And he will start in the down position as John Call will start in the top position to open up this third period, trailing by 2.
Yeah, but Emily Schilling still in the neutral position, just off the center of the mat. Down to minute 5 remaining in the second period. 5-4 lead for Emma Dutt.
As we will get a restart here in this third period between Call and Tuchscher. As Call working up top, Tuchscher trying to bring Call's body. As Call with a little bit of that grasping, trying to get that headlock in against Talon Tuchscher right now. Talon trying to get out of it with a 2-point escape, and he's going to get 2 points for the escape here and take a 4-0 advantage.
And Emily Schilling works a takedown. She has the 6-5 lead, leads by 1 over Emma Dutt in the second period, under 25 seconds on the clock.
We do also have a Bank North timeout. Visit ibanknorth.com, member FDIC. This blood timeout again on mat number 1 with a 4-0 advantage here for Talon.
And Emily Schilling building momentum in this match as she rolls over Emma Dutt to her back. Dutt able to roll out of bounds, gets to the restart with 13 seconds. A 2 near fall for Emily Schilling. She leads 8-5.
Still with some blood time right now on mat number 1.
And back to the restart. Final 10 seconds of the second period. Dutt trying to score. Knee sliding towards the edge of the mat. Now Emily Schilling breaks her down. Belly down. Final seconds tick off. Going into the third period, Emily Schilling leads 8-5.
A lot of expectations on the Central Cass girls wrestling program too. Brent, you and I were there in Castleton a few weeks ago on the girls team duels, and they kind of made mincemeat of some of the competition in the quarters and in the semifinals there.
Yeah, definitely a loaded team, top to bottom on the east side of the state. So look for Central Cass to make a run through Dickinson here and get into the semifinals.
As we get a restart here in the third period at 1:35 remaining. Starting on top is Talon Tuchscher as John Call trying to get the escape. trailing it by 4 points right now. Talon doing a good job not allowing Call to earn that spin and get out of the grasp.
And we do have a technical violation. Schilling and Dutt started the neutral position in the third period. Emily Schilling locked up on Dutt with an illegal headlock. Now 8-6 to score. Dutt can time this up with a 2-point takedown.
Talon Tuchscher more than willing right now to try to ride out John Call with this 4-0 advantage. If this stays where it would be a decision win. And on the team side, we'd be tied at 3 apiece with 55 seconds left in this third period.
Yeah, Emily Dutt locked up again with Schilling. Tried a headlock. Schilling able to slip back around behind Emily Dutt. Return to the mat. Now a 4-point lead for Emily Schilling. She's up 10-6.
40 seconds remaining in the third period right now. Talon Tuchscher trying to roll over John Call a little bit as Call gets back to his base. Talon trying to see if he can get Call crossing over a little bit more. If he can get some near fall points, that would be large in the team numbers, but Call doing a good job just not allowing Tuchscher to try to roll him over here, as it looks like this one will finish 4-0.
And Emily Schilling has the half Nelson locked up, rolling over. Emma Dutt gets her over to back, working for the fall for Dickinson is Emily Schilling. Dutt trying to roll through and bridge out of that. And a win by fall for Emily Schilling. Put 6 points on the board for Dickinson.
As Talon Tuchscher does earn a 3-point near fall, nearly earned the pin, but it will be a decision win here for the Fargo Davies Eagles at 114 pounds, and on the team score we'll be tied at 3 apiece as we go to 121 pounds.
And the girls duel moving up to 118 pounds. And that dual score is 18-6 in favor of the Central Cass Squirrels, now here at 118 pounds.
At 121 pounds here have been Quickschreiber of Central Cass going up against Cole Savageau of Fargo Davies. As going in for a double leg shot there is Savageau. Savageau trying to finish off the 2-point takedown, able to do so, and Savageau and Fargo Davies on front early here at 121 pounds.
Yeah, Mat 3 girls quarterfinal match between Central Cass and Dickinson. Brianna Meyer out for Central Cass, wrestling Brianna Erickson at Dickinson. Wrestlers in the neutral position in Erickson up over the top. Now goes at a headlock on Meyer, takes Meyer down to her knees, still trying to pull that headlock over. Now Meyer slips back around behind for a 2-point takedown.
Well, Savageau will be getting near fall points, make it 2 near fall points here again against Ben Quickschreiber, as Quickschreiber continues to be on the center, and now all of a sudden you have a potential cradle opportunity here for Savageau, looking to win via the fall here over Ben Quickschreiber here with 60 seconds left in this first period.
And Brianna Erickson showing off for athleticism, hit a nice Granby roll, rolled over on Meyer with the 2-point reversal. Meyer able to get back up to her feet. Now 3-2 in favor of Brianna Meyer of Central Cass.
As Cole Savageau winner via fall here over Ben Quickschreiber, earned 6 points here for Fargo Davies. So Central Cass took the first 3 points. The next 9 coming to the Eagles, as we will head now to the 127-pound weight class, 9-3 Fargo Davies.
And a Bank North timeout. We have an officials discussion at the scores table, so I think they're going to go back through that score. They have the score now tied up at 3 between Brianna Meyer, Brianna Erickson, and that's on mat number 3.
All 8 mats fully engulfed right now. You got the A Consolation and B Consolation semifinals on the boys. Well, the girls, it's all in the middle. And at the quarterfinals here on this one, as both the next wrestlers here for Fargo Davies and Central Cass on mat number 1 on the boys' side tally in and make sure they're good to go in track wrestling. Brady Peterson for Fargo Davies will be going up against Hanjin here from Fargo Davies. Peterson from Central Cass.
The officials back over there on mat number 3 discussing that score between Brianna Meyer, Brianna Erickson. So just trying to work through that roll through in the exchange, that scramble exchange between Meyer and Erickson.
Brady Peterson able to get a 2-point takedown to open things up here at 127 pounds against Alexander Tangen. And now Peterson trying to earn some near fall points and into a pinning position now for Brady Peterson. Brady Peterson trying to tie this one up on the team side as he's got that arm stretched across here for Peterson. Brady Peterson trying to get the fall, and he does. Quick work, 39 seconds into the first period. Brady Peterson with 16 points here for Central Cass, and we're tied at 9.
And back into regulation time on mat number 318 pounds between Meyer and Erickson. Final 15 seconds. We're tied up at 3 in the first period. Wrestlers up in the neutral position. Erickson and Meyer just trading collar ties and a little snap down with 5 seconds remaining.
As we go now to 133 pounds on the boys' side, Grady Link of Central Cass against Nolan Mack of Fargo Davies. This at 133 pounds. At the team score, again, we're tied at 9 apiece.
And now going into the second period, still tied up at 3, 2 minutes on the clock. Brianna Erickson in the bottom position.
Grady Link and Nolan Mack. Link almost has Mack in a headlock right now as Mack goes for a single leg shot on Link, trying to get him down to the mat and finish with a 2-point takedown. And taking the first 2 points will be Nolan Mack here from Fargo Davies. And then I think we might have some blood time coming across the way. We do blood time here for Central Cass and Grady Link on your live event.
They're still going at it on mat number 3. Erickson with the 1-point escape. Now Meyer attacks the legs, gets the 2-point takedown. And now another reversal by Erickson. They're going back and forth. 6-5 your lead for Brianna Erickson over Meyer. And we do have a stop in action, potentially dangerous, called by the official for a restart on mat number 3. That's now a 6-5 lead for Erickson of Dickinson over Central Cass's Brianna Meyer.
That's all of a sudden Dickinson, Brent, if they can win this one, they're right back in it after, winning via forfeit for Central Cass at the heavyweight. You knew Anna White was going to do what Anna White does, but now Central Cass has seen Dickinson coming across pretty strong here, Brent.
Yeah, that pin at 112 pounds, those bonus points really add up pretty quick in these duels. So, big deal for wrestlers to go out and get those bonus points. And I tell you what, Erickson is just throwing everything she has at Meyer right now.
Still on a blood time as they're taking a look at Grady Link here for Central Cass. It's 2-0 Nolan Mack right now out in front in the first period.
Yeah, 8-6, another takedown for Brianna Erickson. She's up 8-6, running a half Nelson on Meyer. That's over on mat 3. And Erickson now kind of splits the legs on the backside of Meyer. Has a half Nelson on the far side, trying to get her over. Meyer on her hip. Now picking up near falls Erickson.
As we start the restart here after the blood time with Nolan Mack riding on top of Grady Link. It's still 2-0, 60 seconds remaining here in this first period.
Yeah, Meyer picking up more near fall. Now the official waves him off, says Meyer is able to roll through till still 10-6 as Meyer gets to her feet. And they roll out of bounds. Down to 5 seconds remaining in the second period.
45 seconds here in the first period. Nolan Mack right in front of the Central Cass coaching spot here on the mat. Trying to put his weight and kind of put that front face of Grady Link right into the mat here as Mack continues to work on Grady Link, trying to get that chicken wing going a little bit on the left-hand side as well.
Yeah, end of the second period, 10-6 lead for Brianna Erickson. Meyer with choice chooses bottom position to start the third period.
As they will roll out of the mat here with 23 seconds remaining in the first period. Nolan Mack still out with that 2-point takedown being the difference so far here against Grady Link.
And Meyer at the whistle stood up on Erickson. Erickson hits her with the half Nelson, throws over and wins by fall for Brianna Erickson. Now Dickinson pulls within 6, 18-12 is your dual score on mat number 3.
On mat number 1 right now, Nolan Mack and Link continue to pretty much go a 360 around the center part of the mat. And Grady Link not allowing Mack to turn him over and get any points coming across. So after one period of the 2-0, Nolan Mack with the lead over Grady Link on our Golden Harvest Tim Cassette Seed Sales scoreboard. On the team side, it's currently 9 apiece here between the Eagles and the Squirrels in the boys' Consolation semifinals.
Yeah, moved up to 124 pounds over on mat number 3. That action just underway in the first period.
Grady Link going in for a single leg here on Nolan Mack to begin this second period, trying to bring Mack across and finish with a 2-point takedown. So Link ties this one up at 2 apiece as they work towards the edge of the mat, and they will go off the mat as we will have a restart.
Yeah, 124 pounds. Central Cass's Lake and Capone wrestles Ember Waters of Dickinson. Wrestlers just on their feet and still holding the center of the mat between Capone and Waters.
As we go back to a blood time here, as Grady Link will check out with Nolan Mack. This will be the second time we've had a blood time, brought to you in part by Bank North, between Link and Mack.
And back to mat number 324 pounds. In that Golden Harvest Seed Sales scoreboard, it is dual score 18-12 in favor of Central Cass. The wrestlers still in this first period with 1:10 on the clock, locked up, trading collar ties and doing a little bit of hand fighting.
Final on the girls' side here, Brent Minot High makes quick work of Napoleon Gackel Streeter 66-12. A lot of people said Minot High might be the team to beat, and they make quick work of a pretty good Imperial team.
Yeah, that was a very quick duel over there, about a half hour. And a 2-point takedown goes to Ember Waters. Waters with the 2-point takedown goes up 2-0 with 38 seconds on the clock.
As Grady Link right now working on top of Nolan Mack, still tied at 2 apiece. 50, make that 70 seconds remaining here in this second period. As Grady Link trying to see if he can get that right ankle coming across on Mack and bring him down to the mat.
And Lakin Kapowicz, he scores a 1-point escape at the end of this period, down to 15 seconds. 2-1 is your score on mat number 3.
Back to mat number 1 right now, Nolan Mack and Link. Link kind of pulling the opposite of what Mack did for the majority of the first period. That's riding on top right now. Just try not to allow Nolan Mack to get back to his base and get a 1-point escape.
Yeah, going to the second period, 2-1 lead for Ember Waters of Dickinson. Just waiting for the officials to sort out who has choice here on mat number 3.
Get a stalling warning here on Nolan Mack, so a point will be awarded here to Grady Link to take a 3-2 advantage, as Link again will continue to work in the top position with 25 seconds remaining here in this second period.
So Ember Waters at Dickinson on mat 3 chooses bottom position to start the second period.
As Link sees Mack come off the mat with 10 seconds remaining, Link trying to bring him back down. Link nearly was going to work for that single leg cradle, but able to not allow Mack to try to get the 1-point escape here, as we will go to the third period. It's a 3-2 advantage here for Mack, but then we have a penalty here on Grady Link, and this will be another point awarded here for Nolan Mack.
So Ember Waters and Lakin Capone, and Waters stands up and run out of bounds just as she's hip heisting in on the edge of the mat. That's still a 2-1 score. Now it's 3-1, so they did give her the loss of control. 3-1 lead for Ember Waters.
Going to talk it over here to make sure they got the score correct. It's a 4-2 right now is what it has. A penalty here twice on Grady Link. So they will start in the top position. So it actually is 4-2 Nolan Mack with the advantage over Grady Link here starting the third period.
So Capone and Waters locked up in the center of the mat. 3-1 lead for Waters of Dickinson. Wrestlers both on their feet, just holding the center of the mat.
Grady Link down by 2 will need to find a way for a takedown here, while Nolan Mack trying to play a little coy or possum, if you will, while not picking up a stalling penalty. Link is trying to get that shot coming across here. Now working up top will be Mack for the 2-point takedown to make it 6-2, 90 seconds remaining in the third.
A little snap down by Waters sent Capone down to her knee. She's able to get back up to their feet. Wrestler still up on the neutral position, just holding center of the mat.
As working up top again is Nolan Mack here for Fargo Davies. Mack trying to ride Grady Link out for the last 75 seconds with a 4-point edge. This would be a decision win for Fargo Davies if Mack can hold on to this current result.
And still 3-1 your score. Final 20 seconds of our second period on mat 3 in the quarterfinals of the girls state wrestling state team duel tournament. Wrestlers out of bounds, back for a restart in the center. That score is still in the match, 3-1 at 124 pounds.
Nolan Mack just kind of burying Grady's face into the mat here, not allowing him to get to any of a base position and try to scrawl out of it. As Mack trying to see if he can turn Grady Link a little bit. We'll see if Link can try to get a possible reversal here. If he can, that would really change things up, as we'll have a quick little time and a restart here in the center of the mat.
End of the second period. We're going neutral on mat number 3.
30 seconds remaining here. Working that arm bar is Nolan Mack against Link, as he's got that left arm across on his back. Now with 15 seconds here, Nolan Mack being very content to try to ride out Grady Link here, unless he can get some near fall points and turn Grady Link over. With this result, 3 team points coming to Fargo. Davies as Nolan Mack from the Eagles takes a 6-2 win against Grady Lincoln. On the team score, it'll be Davies 12, Central Cass 9.
Yeah, team score over on mat number 3. Central Cass with 18, Dickinson with 12. Dickinson with 2 pins in a row. Has Central Cass on their heels a little bit here going into this 124-pound match in their third period between Waters and Capone. Ember Waters of Dickinson has the 3-1 lead. Wrestlers in the neutral position. Capone had choice. She hits a body lock, and she did choose the neutral position to start this third period. Had a body lock on Capone. Capone able to step back away and back to trading collar ties. They're on the far edge of the mat.
Final, Bismarck High on the girls' side takes quick work of Fargo. Davies 64-12, so 2 teams from the West able to advance on the girls' side here. Is now going to 139 pounds. Marcus Klein here. Fargo Davies going up against Peyton Lamar on the Consolation semifinals, as Lamar with a single leg trying to bring Klein back to the center of the mat.
And now 4-1 is your score on mat 3. 4-1 for Waters of Dickinson. And Capone tried to hit a headlock at the end of the third period, down to 10 seconds. That takes Waters, gets a 2, has scored another 2-point takedown. She takes the 6-1 lead at the end of the third period.
We'll have blood time in the first period here with Peyton Lamar going to the scores table against Marcus Klein here from Fargo Davies. Getting 12-9 is the team score right now as we're midway through this duel in the Consolation semifinals.
The final score in the match at 124 pounds. Ember Waters wins by decision 8-1. So 7-point win, just win by decision. 3 more points on the board for Dickinson. Closes that score now 18-15 on your Golden Harvest Tim Kazed seed sale scoreboard. 18-15 in favor of Central Cass.
Peyton Lamar and Marcus Klein right now just locked up a little bit. 1 minute remaining here in this first period. If Klein can earn some points here for Davies, they'd start putting some separation between themselves and Central Cass, while Lamar will look to try to at least tie things up with a decision win here for the Squirrels, as Lamar going in for a double leg here against Klein, trying to finish it off with a 2-point takedown coming across on the hips, and able to do so here as Lamar is now trying to put Klein in that right shoulder into the mat. So 2-0 lead early here for Peyton Lamar with that 2-point takedown.
Yeah, mat number 3 at 130 pounds. Emma Schneider steps on the mat for Central Cass against Natalie Meyer at Dickinson. Meyer picks up a 2-point takedown, takes the early 2-0 lead in the first period.
Peyton Lamar has both of those elbows wrapped up behind him here against Klein. Now puts Klein on the back, working some near fall points as Peyton Lamar trying to earn into a pinning position here against Klein. Lamar got him locked up with 10 seconds remaining here in this first period. Near fall points will be awarded. Can Lamar finish off with the fall before the end of the first? Down to 3 seconds, down to 2, and Peyton Lamar will get some more near fall points awarded here. 3 near fall points. It's Peyton Lamar 5-0 over Klein going to the second.
It's still in the first period, under a minute remaining in that first period on mat number 3 between Schneider and Meyer. Meyer in the top position, up over the hips of Schneider, works power half now, switches back around to crossface over the top.
Starting this second period, it will be in the neutral position between Peyton Lamar and Marcus Klein. Again, a 2-point takedown and a 3 near fall points, as our official will stop as the time did not start right away, so they will reset and get going here in the second period.
And just like that, Natalie Meyer rolls Emma Schneider over. 6 more points on the board for Dickinson. Dickinson takes the lead for the first time in this duel, up 21-18. Dickinson picks up 4 wins in a row. On a rally here, unanswered now by Central Cass. They lead 21-18 in this duel.
As Peyton Lamar was going for a single leg shot that almost gave up his balance to Klein. Now Lamar going right underneath Klein here. As Klein is working on that foot of Peyton Lamar. Lamar trying to come across as well for Klein as they're working on the edge of the mat right now with 80 seconds remaining here in this second period. Still 5-0, Peyton Lamar out in front.
And at 136 pounds, that match just underway with that 21-18 dual lead now for Dickinson.
And you got a pair of Lamars going out there now with Peyton's younger sister Grace here for Central Cass. difficult time to be a dad and a coach at the same time here, Brett.
How do you have to have eyes on both mats at the same time?
Peyton Lamar and Marquise Klein in the neutral position right now. 60 seconds remaining in this second period as they both go into a little headlock. Trying the single leg there was Peyton Lamar as Klein is able to fend it off as Lamar goes back for another single leg, and Klein and Lamar go back to the battling of heads right now with kind of the ram lock position.
Yeah, mat number 3, Grace Lamar and Jemiah Cunningham tied up in the center of the mat. Now they break apart, go back, circle back towards the center. Wrestlers just trading head and hands, going through that defense, and under a minute remaining in the first period.
Peyton Lamar went for a double leg, able to get it via the 2-point takedown here and add some more points now. 7-0 Central Cass with Peyton Lamar here at 139 pounds with a 7-0 advantage, 15 seconds remaining here in the second period.
Yeah, Grace Lamar was working over the top on Cunningham. Cunningham gets a little bit of leverage and able to push Lamar out of bounds, back for a restart here with 40 seconds remaining in the first period. We're still scoreless on mat number 3.
Going to the third period, right now Peyton Lamar does have a decision win if it would end like this, but Lamar is 1 point away from getting it to a major, while on the opposite side, Klein has shown the ability to try to come back with the reversal a couple of times here. So 7-0 going to the third with Peyton Lamar.
And Grace Lamar had hit a headlock on Cunningham. Cunningham rolls through Grace Lamar, working for the fall with 12 seconds remaining in the first period. Dickinson trying to string together 5 wins in a row. Lamar bridges out down to 5 seconds. Cunningham going to work on top, trying to hit the fall for Dickinson. And Grace Lamar escapes into the second period. 3 near fall goes to Cunningham. She takes the 5-0 lead into the second.
Right now, you have Marquise Klein and Peyton Lamar in the neutral position. 90 seconds remaining in the third period. 7-0, Peyton Lamar on in front against Klein.
So start of the second period, 5-0 lead for Cunningham against Grace Lamar. Lamar goes in, aggressive underhook on Cunningham. Looks like she's looking for the big throw as Cunningham drops down on Lamar. Lamar steps back, snaps down Cunningham. Going to try to turn the corner.
2-point takedown for Grace's brother, Peyton Lamar. Here is Peyton now working with that armbar on the back. It's 9-0 with 50 seconds remaining here in the third period at 139 pounds.
So Lamar and Cunningham over on mat 3. Still locked up, still 5-0 lead for Jemiah Cunningham of Dickinson. Wrestlers holding the center of the mat. They're in the neutral position on mat 3.
As Peyton Lamar trying to see if he can get Marcus Klein's shoulders to come across and get some near fall points and potentially win via the fall here. Some big bonus points could be coming for Central Cass as it is a major decision. But right now, Peyton Lamar trying to see if he can get the pin of Marquise Klein. There he got him rolled over. Here's near fall points coming. 18 seconds remaining in the period as you have Peyton Lamar right now trying to earn the win via the fall and pick up 6 big bonus points if that can make its way. Down to 7 seconds. Peyton Lamar continues to get the stretched arm of Marquise Klein. Is doing a good job avoiding the pin. Down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. It's going to go final, and the Central Cass Squirrels and Peyton Lamar nearly earns the win via the fall, but gets 12-0 on the major decision. 4 points for Central Cass as they lead at 13-12.
Yeah, Grace Lamar on mat number 3 wrestling Jemiah Cunningham and Dickinson. They're going in still in the second period. 32 seconds on the clock. Still that 5-0 lead for Cunningham over Grace Lamar.
We'll see later how those extra 3 points could have potentially helped Central Cass, or those 2 points there as Peyton Lamar was ever so quickly almost going to get Klein as we go now to Hunter Parisian here for Central Cass at 145 pounds, going up against Luke Conroy here of Fargo Davies in the Consolation semis.
And final 5 seconds tick off the clock over on mat number 3 in the second period. 5-0 lead for Cunningham. Wrestlers still in the neutral position as that second period ends.
Luke Conroy almost looking for a throw there on Parisian on the side of the mat. 30 seconds into this first period, still scoreless. As now we're over the midway point, 13-12 Central Cass on our Golden Harvest Tim Kazet Seat Sale scoreboard on the team score.
Yeah, 136 pounds on mat number 3. Grace Lamar just having a tough time working through that defense of Jemiah Cunningham. Once again, over the top, tries to snap down Cunningham, turns the corner, gets Cunningham down. Now a 2-point takedown for Grace Lamar. 5-2 score. She closes the gap. 5-2 is her score on mat number 3.
Hunter Parisian and Luke Conroy work off the mat here, 60 seconds in this first period, and it's a still scoreless.
The wrestlers scramble out of bounds. 1 point escape for Jemiah Cunningham. And 6-2 is your score in third period, minute 27 on the clock.
As Parisian and Conroy continue to work some different levels, as Parisian was going for a single leg shot here on Conroy. Trying to bring Conroy down the mat. Conroy does a good job getting back to his own base. And now Conroy looking for the 2-point escape here.
And now a minute 5 on the clock, third period, still 6-2 between Cunningham and Lamar. Lamar down by 4. Needs takedown and near fall to tie it up or take the lead.
As with 10 seconds remaining in the first period, Conroy and Parisian working right in front of the Central Cass bench area. Down to 3 seconds, and we will go to the second period scoreless here at 145 pounds.
Our score is still 6-2 in favor of Jemiah Cunningham and Dickinson. The wrestlers in that neutral position on the edge of the mat. Lamar pushes Cunningham away, has 20 seconds to work a 5-point move to hit the win for Central Cass. And Lamar, a little level change. She's able to double up, but Cunningham snaps her down, gets her on back behind for 2 points. And that seals the win for Jemiah Cunningham. She wins by decision 8-2 over Grace Lamar at mat number 3. That's 3 more points on the board. Now 24-18, your dual score.
As Luke Conroy gets a 2-point reversal, near fall points coming, nearly got into a pinning position against Hunter Parisian, but a 2-point reversal followed by 3 points for the near fall makes it 5-0 now. Fargo Davies out in front here. Conroy over Hunter Parisian. This at 145 pounds.
Here, Dickinson with 5 unanswered wins in this duel take the lead. They're now up 24-18. Central Cass in need of some bonus points. They're down by 6 points here at 142 pounds. Isabel Dutchik on the mat for Central Cass, wrestling Clancy Meyer of Dickinson.
1:01 remaining here in the second period. Still 5-0 as they will go to a restart here, and Conroy will start. I'll double check here to make sure that there's the right spot. They will have Hunter Parisian start in the bottom position as Conroy will start in the up position here with 60 seconds now remaining in this second period.
And Clancy Meyer of Dickinson takes the 2-0 lead. Dutchik looking for her head and arm. Meyer able to slip back out behind Isabel Dutchik for the 2-point takedown.
Trying to come across a little bit on that is Conroy. Is Hunter Parisian now going to be locked into a cradle on Conroy on the single leg?
Here's Meyer and Dutchik. That's a 1-point escape for Isabel Dutchik. It just looked like Dutchik in that first 10 seconds was looking for the quick win or quick fall. And now Clancy Meyer gives the 2-point takedown. She's up 4-1 on Isabel Dutchik at 142 pounds.
Conroy will be awarded some near fall points upcoming here, at least 3. That would make it a major decision. 7 seconds remaining here in the second period as Luke Conroy will go to the third with a 8-0 lead on Hunter Parisian here at 145 pounds.
In the first period with 35 seconds remaining, 4-1 lead for Clancy Meyer of Dickinson. She goes hammerlock over the back of Isabel Dutchik. They're on the edge of the mat now. Catches the far wrist, going to run this around on Dutchik as they're out of bounds. Just as Clancy Meyer turns the corner, they go out of bounds.
Starting the third period here, Hunter Parisian trails it 8-0 as Parisian and Conroy continue to be locked up, and now looking for the throw there was Parisian as Conroy is able to get back to the start and back to a more neutral position.
Yeah, Dickinson grabbing the momentum in this duel with Meyer locking up a cradle on Dutchik. Cracks her down to the mat. Dutchik on her hip. Meyer's going to try to pull her over here with 10 seconds remaining in the first period.
They'll work to the edge of the mat and be off of the mat here between Conroy and Parisian. They will start in the neutral position on the restart with 85 seconds remaining here in the third period. Still 8-0 Conroy with the advantage.
At the end of the first period, it's a 4-1 lead for Clancy Meyer over Isabel Dutchik. Official out there talking. Looks like we do have a Bank North blood timeout on mat number 3.
And on mat number 1 right now, interesting bonus points as we alluded to here. If Conroy can at least keep it what it is now, it would be a 16-13 team lead. But if Parisian can get a 2-point takedown, all of a sudden it makes it a 15-13 lead. And Parisian says, so much for the takedown. Let's get the takedown near fall and potentially get into a pinning position now here for Central Cass. Hunter Parisian got him in a headlock here against Conroy in the center of the mat. It's a 2-point takedown, near fall points upcoming. Conroy trying his best to slip out of this one against Parisian. Now working it across to see if he can get the reversal. A lot of action here in the last 30 seconds of this period, and the 3 near fall points coming here for Central Cass to make it now 8-5. 30 seconds remaining. Now Conroy works up top, and he's able to get the 2-point reversal and make it 10-5 here with 20 seconds remaining.
Hey, back to action on mat number 3. Dutchik in the top position on Clancy Meyer. Meyer with the quick sit out, going to try to stand up. Dutchik breaks it down. Meyer back to her feet, working the escape. Another big mat return by Dutchik. She's down 4-1 in the second period.
And it's going to be a final here at 145 pounds. A lot of action there in the last minute. Luke Conroy takes the decision win at 10-5. Parisian nearly came back to win via the fall, but does make that major decision. Just a decision win. Your team scored our Golden Harvest Tim's Gazette seat sales scoreboard. Fargo Davies 15, Central Cass 13.
Yeah, Meyer with the escape 5-1. Now scores a 2-point takedown, takes the 7-1 lead. She had a nice duck under on Isabel Dutchik. She has a 7-1 lead in the second period with 1:14 on the clock. Meyer on top in the top position, working underneath, has the wrist spiral, just applying a lot of pressure to Isabel Dutchik, keeping her broke down.
Also on the Consolation Ace side, it's a 40-15, now 40-21 advantage here for Bismarck Century against the Devils Lake Firebirds at 152 pounds now. On the mat number 1, Aiden Thummel from Central Cass going up against Isaiah Strange of Fargo Davies.
In the second period, under 40 seconds on the clock, still that 7-1 lead for Meyer over Dutchik. And Meyer working a power half up over the top on Dutchik. Dutchik just trying to wing down, has those hips turned away as Meyer stacks her up, still running the half Nelson.
Thummel and Strange continue to be in a little bit of a hand-fighting situation here. 45 seconds in. Thummel goes for a single leg shot here on Strange.
And Meyer rolls over Dutchik, picks up 2 near fall, takes the 9-1 lead at the end of the second period with 5 seconds on the clock. She leads 9-1 on mat 3.
And for Thummel, that 1 point, or able to get the 2-point takedown on that single leg shot. Now has a 2-0 advantage with 50 seconds remaining here in this first period.
And choice goes to Meyer to start the third period. 9-1 lead for Clancy Meyer. She chooses neutral position here with Isabel Dutchik. She has the 9-1 lead in the third period.
Starting in a down position will be Isaiah Strange here for Fargo Davies. As Thummel will start in a top position. Thummel with that 2-point takedown with 45 seconds remaining here in the first period.
Dutchik and Meyer, they're working that far edge of the mat. They go rolling out of bounds with Meyer. Meyer, nice mat return, takes Dutchik down, scores 2 more takedown. 11-1 lead for Clancy Meyer over Isabel Dutchik at 142 pounds.
And Thummel continuing to work up top and ride a little bit here on Strange. 15 seconds remaining in this first period. Still 2-0 the advantage for Thummel here from Central Cass.
And Meyer rolls over Dutchik, working for the fall. Here's Meyer. Dutchik's fighting off her back. In the win by fall for Clancy Myers. And Dickinson goes up 30-18, rolling into 148 pounds. That's on mat number 3 on your Tim Kajed Golden Harvest Seed Sale scoreboard. Dickinson now up 30-18 in this duel at mat number 3 in your quarterfinals of your girls state dual team tournament.
As Lois Schneider comes out now for the girls side here, Brent, and she's going to be needing some big bonus points, if you will.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's kind of what was in the head of Dutchik as well as she went out there right away, tried to throw the head and arm, didn't work out for her. And that kind of put her on her heels in the rest of that match. And now Dickinson with the 30-18 lead here.
Mat number 1 right now, starting the down position, will be Aiden Thummel against Isaiah Strange. It's a 2-0 advantage as Strange called for a caution here. So again, 2-0 Thummel with the advantage right now with 1:44 remaining in the second period. On the team score, it's 15-13 Fargo Davies with the advantage.
Yeah, mat number 3, this duel not over by any means as we have Lowell Schneider, Central Cass out on the mat, get wrestling Christina Dorman of Dickinson. That's in the first period. A minute 30 on the clock, 30-18 is your score in this duel. And a nice double leg takedown by Schneider. Schneider has Dorman going to her back, going to pick up a couple near fall. The official says back and forth, the 2-0 lead for Schneider now. Just trying to roll over Dorman. She's going to work, sinks in that half. Nelson working for the fall of Schneider, trying to answer back in this duel. The win by fall for Lois Schneider. Put 6 points on the board. 30-24 is your duel score. Central Cass trying to come back here now, down by 6.
Aiden Thummel gets a 1-point escape, then added to it, a 2-point takedown here on Isaiah Strange. Now Thummel will be working for some near fall points on top of it, has a 5-0 advantage with 45 seconds remaining here in the second period for the Central Cass Squirrels. Strange is able again to get back a little bit more to a sprawling base, if you will, on the mat, as Thummel just unable to completely turn Strange over here, but he's able to get the 2-point takedown with that 1-point escape as he was looking for some near fall points, but Strange just doesn't allow it as he gets back to his base here with 20 seconds in the second period.
Yeah, Central Cass sends out more firepower here with Cheyenne Helland at 155 pounds, wrestling Corey McElwain of Dickinson. That match just underway. Central Cass down by 6. Still needs some bonus points here to catch up to Dickinson on mat number 3.
Mat number 1 right now, Thummel and Strange will head towards the third period with Aiden Thummel up by 5. And it would be a decision win at this point with 2 minutes remaining here as we go to the third period.
Yeah, 155 pounds here with Cheyenne Helen and McElwain from Dickinson. You can kind of sense the urgency with Helen picking up the pace in this match at the start of the first period. And we are scoreless with a minute 20 in.
Isaiah Strange and Aiden Thummel will start in the neutral position. Kind of this cat and mouse game. If you're Thummel, you got 3 points sitting out there potentially to earn some bonus points. While if you're Strange, you just don't want to allow anything more and just make it a decision win from a Davies perspective. And if you take anything from the last match that we had, it was the person who was down by 5 or 6 nearly got the fall.
Yeah, Hetland and McElwain still scoreless. Wrestlers going at it. Big snap downs and collar ties. Wrestlers really aggressive. Here's Helen with the headlock attempt on McElwain. Still has it. Still trying to rip over McElwain. Takes her to her back. Helen not giving up on that head and arm. Working for the fall in the first period. The win by Shan Helen. We have a tie duel. Tie duel on mat number 3. Central Cass answers back here with 2 pins. Ties it up at 30.
And speaking of answering back, Aiden Thummel with a 2-point takedown right now. Interesting point of the match here. It's 7-0. It'll be a decision win. There's the escape for Strange to make it now 7-1, but a 2-point takedown here for Thummel would make it a decision win. He goes in for the double leg, trying to get it down, trying to wrap that hips across the way. Not going to finish the move right now as Strange is trying to hug on to that left knee of Thummel as much as he can, and Thummel does come across for that 2-point takedown to make it now a 9-1 advantage here with 30 seconds remaining in the third period.
Yeah, 170 pounds. Ava Golson rips a headlock on Olivia Spicer of Dickinson. Central Cass fired up here, working for another fall. Here's Ava Golson for Central Cass, trying to get the Squirrels the lead, back into the lead here on mat number 3.
Thummel continuing to work on the side of the mat with 7 seconds remaining.
Yeah, big pin by Ava Golson, slapping the mat by the official. Now 6 points on them, another 6 points. And Central Cass takes the 36-30 lead. Going into 190 pounds, Central Cass up now 36-30. 3 pins in a row for Central Cass.
Aiden Thummel able to win via major decision at 9-1, so that escape to let him cut loose and get the 2-point takedown now makes it a 17-15 advantage here for the Central Cass Squirrels, and that again here for the Central Cass Squirrels at 152 pounds as we go to 160. 17-15 is your Golden Harvest Tim Cassette Seed Sales team score.
Yeah, 190 pounds. Mat number 3, Isabel Dudd out wrestling Kendra Erickson of Dickinson. Central Cass grabbing that 6-point lead, picks up 3 pins in a row. One time they were down 30-18, now 36-30 with the lead.
Adrian Ahrens here for the Central Cass Squirrels, and Lucas Seltzer for Fargo Davies get things underway at 160 pounds. 20 seconds into this first period, currently scoreless.
And Dutt working up over the top of Erickson. Kind of grabs that back leg, just trying to kind of shin whizzer, hip whizzer back over as Erickson's still in the bottom position. Dutt turns the corner. She's going to pick up the 2-point takedown, goes immediately to a crossface.
This for Fargo Davies. Lucas Seltzer also earns a 2-point takedown here against Ahrens. Trying to bury that chicken wing into the mat a little bit here as Ahrens does a good job of getting out of that chicken wing grasp here of Seltzer.
Here's Dutt and Erickson. Erickson trying to work the reversal on Dutt on the edge of the mat as they go out of bounds. 2-point reversal for Erickson. Now ties this match up at 2 apiece at 190 pounds on mat 3.
Lucas Seltzer continue to ride out Adrian Ahrens right now. 2-0 Fargo Davies, 50 seconds remaining here in this first period. The team scores 17-15 Central Cass.
So this is our last match of this duel here, 190 pounds. The pin could tie this up for Dickinson.
Dickinson looking for a Western sweep, a final Bismarck Legacy 51-18 over Carrington on the girls' side.
And here's Dutt in the second period, still in the first period with 30 seconds on the clock, 3-2 lead.
Lucas Seltzer right now of Fargo Davies still with a 2-0 advantage over Ahrens with 20 seconds remaining here in this first period.
And final 10 seconds of the first period on mat number 3, 3-2 lead for Dutt. She's in the bottom position. Erickson up on the top trying to run a half Nelson on her. And end of the first period, going into the second, Dutt takes the 3-2 lead.
And we will end the first period as well at 160 pounds between Seltzer and Ahrens. And it's Seltzer who will start in the down position, up 2-0 right now against Adrian from Central Cass.
And Dickinson in this duel put together 6 wins in a row, strung together 6 wins starting at 112 pounds, all the way up through 142. And then Schneider with the big win by fall in 54 seconds. Able to get Central Cass back into this duel now with the 36-30 lead on the Tim Kajette Golden Harvest seed sales scoreboard.
Lucas Seltzer able to get a 1-point escape and also a 1-point via grasping penalty on Ahrens. And Seltzer right now working on top of Ahrens with a 4-0 advantage 30 seconds into the second period.
And Dutton Erickson, now Erickson with the 1-point escape. She'll tie this match up in the second period. Minute 25 on the clock. Dickinson needs a pin to tie it up. Anything else, and Central Cass will win this duel. And a 2-point takedown now for Erickson. She goes up in the match 5-3 on Isabel Dutt.
As Lucas Seltzer able to get a takedown with near fall points, now 8-0 out in front here on Adrian Ahrens with 56 seconds remaining in the second period.
And Erickson still in the top position, working up over the top a little bit higher on Dutt's able to catch her shoulder. Kind of arm spins, arm throws her down to the mat. She's a little higher. Dutt trying to work from the bottom. Not able to clear her hips as Erickson gets back behind her. Still 5-3 your score, 5-3 lead for Erickson and Dickinson.
Still 4 more weight classes to go after this one between Ahrens and Seltzer here. This is at 160 pounds as Seltzer continues to ride on top of Ahrens with 40 seconds remaining in his second. It's 8-0 Lucas from Fargo Davies. That's Seltzer and Ahrens right now. Ahrens just kind of sprawled out to the mat, trying to get to his base. Seltzer just not allowing him to do so.
Yeah, Dutt with a nice sit-out, just not able to get any separation as Erickson gets back up over the top. The final 2 seconds of the second period on the clock now. 5-3 lead for Erickson of Dickinson as they roll into the third period. Erickson with choice.
And we'll go into the third period as well at 160 pounds between Lucas Seltzer, Fargo Davies, and Ahrens of Central Cass. And it's Seltzer that'll have the 8-0 advantage going into the final 2 minutes.
And Erickson chooses neutral position. She's trying to hit that big bonus point win. She chooses a neutral position with Isabel Dutt to start this third period. Now drops down the leg on Dutt, working for the single leg. Has the 2-point lead. She's up 5-3.
Currently, right now, Seltzer starts in the top position against Ahrens here, 10 seconds into this third period.
And Erickson spins back around behind Dutt, working a body lock. Dutt's going to go down to the mat. So 2 more points on the board for Erickson and Dickinson. She has a 7-3 lead with Dutt down in the base position.
As Lucas Seltzer has Ahrens down on the mat, trying to see if he can roll Ahrens over and get into a falling position. Near fall points coming here for Lucas Seltzer against Ahrens. Able to get him down now into a pinning combination potentially.
And now 1:05 on the clock between Isabel Dutt and Erickson and Dickinson. That's Erickson in the top position.
As Lucas Seltzer wins via the fall at 1:07 remaining in the third period. And now it's 21-17 Fargo Davies with those bonus points.
Yeah, final match of our duel between Dickinson and Central Cass. Erickson in the top position. Dutt doing everything she can just to hold off the attacks by Erickson. Now hits the shoulder. Little leverage on the shoulder. She's going to try to hip over and get on top of Erickson here. Down to 30 seconds. Crowd going wild over there for Central Cass between Dutt and Erickson.
As we start the 172-pound weight class here between Caden Graber of Central Cass going up against Wyatt Kozowski here of Fargo Davies.
In Erickson with the crossface up over the top of Isabel Dutt. Dutt, a little bit of hand control. She gets those hips, keeps those knees into the mat. And that looks like that's going to be your final score. Central Cass will move on to the semifinals with the victory over Dickinson. They win the duel 36-33 and move on to the semifinals.
That was a hard-fought victory across the way there. That was a really fun duel, Brett.
Yeah, Dickinson made that interesting, putting together those 6 wins in a row. Central Cass answers back.
Speaking of a good duel right now, you have Wyatt here from Fargo Davies against Caden Graber. Graber right now is potentially in a pinning position here for Wyatt, as Wyatt here for Fargo Davies trying to get that 2-point takedown. Near fall points upcoming here, as 3 more near fall points will be upcoming across the way. As this will continue to go here for Wyatt. As Wyatt right now looking for a potential cradle here against Caden Graber. As Graber just kind of holding on to that back right ankle right now of Wyatt. It's still 5-0 with 30 seconds remaining here at 172 pounds as Brent Dick is going to make his way from the girls' side of things to the Lisbon boys semifinal. That's slated to get underway at 1 o'clock. We'll have that for you here on YourLiveEvent.com as the Central Cass girls wrestling team advances with a 36-33 win on the girls portion. As we'll take a look at the updated girls bracket, Central Cass will go up against Bismarck High in the semifinals, and Minot will go up against Bismarck Legacy as well in the semifinals. And then here on the bottom of the mat, on 172 pounds, this is the final duel that's going on here of this second session, is with Fargo Davies and Central Cass, and there's still 3 more wrestlers to go. Ike Kozowski right now working with a takedown now, get some near fall points upcoming here to add to it and into a pinning position here for Wyatt. Caden Graber trying his best to get back to his stomach here. And Graber able to get back to his stomach here for Central Cass. As Wyatt will be getting some near fall points, at least 3 coming here for Fargo Davies to get out and stretch it out to an 8-0 lead as he continues to work on his move right now here for Kozowski. And 3 near fall points will be awarded here to Wyatt. Now it's an 8-0 advantage, and Wyatt continues to go back right down to the back points here against Caden, and another 3 near fall points coming to make it 11-0. So Wyatt all of a sudden now 4 points away from a potential tech fall. 60 seconds here in the second period. As Wyatt Kozowski trying to see if he can bring Caden Graber across on that cradle. And there it is. There's the cradle. Points will be awarded here on the back points. Wyatt looking for the fall. Caden Graber with 30 seconds here to continue to go a little defensive, but some more near fall points coming and 3 more near fall points to make it 14-0. If a takedown comes for Kozowski or any near fall points, it will be done via the tech fall here with 15 seconds in this second period. As Caden Graber here in the center circle. And we'll see near fall points coming. And winner via tech fall from Fargo Davies is White here for the Eagles. So 5 more points coming on the team dual score to make it now 26-17 on our Golden Harvest Tim Cassette Seed Sales scoreboard. Fargo Davies on front with 3 more weight classes to go. So for Central Cass, 3 weight classes remaining here against Fargo Davies as they will go to 189 pounds. And they will need some points coming across as Kate Olson-Tinglestead here for Central Cass will go against Malachi Wermeyer here for Fargo Davies. If Wermeyer wins via a major decision, tech, or pin, that'll do it as Fargo Davies would advance to the 5th place in Consolation Championship, while Central Cass would finish the team duels going 0-2 at state. So if you're Kate Olson-Tinglestead again, you have to win this against Malachi Wermeyer, and if you do fall, it can only be via the decision. You can only lose via the decision. Anything more than that will allow Fargo Davies to go to the Consolation Championship. It's Wermeyer right now and Olson-Tinglestead continuing to hand tussle with one another currently. Trying to change the levels a little bit here as Olson-Tinglestead and Wermeyer are back in the center of the mat. Wermeyer trying to work with a little bit of a shot. Olson-Tinglestead with some good defense as they both take each other off to the side of the mat. As we will start in the neutral position on the restart. So into the neutral position here as Olson-Tinglestead and Malachi Wermeyer continue to just hand fight a little bit here with 30 seconds remaining in this first period. Currently scoreless between these two. Is Malachi right now against Olson-Tinglestead. Trying to see a throw there from Malachi. Olson-Tinglestead able to get back to his base. As Olson-Tinglestead and Malachi look to be going to the second period scoreless. And that's exactly what we'll have. We'll have it 0-0 at 189 pounds on our Golden Harvest Tim Cassette Seed Sales scoreboard. On the team side, it's 26-17. Fargo Davies out in front as we have a blood timeout here with Kate Olson-Tinglestead. That'll allow us to step away here with a Bank North timeout on the mat.
If you're ready to save time, aggravation, and money, the team at Weber Insurance is here and ready to make the process as painless as possible. Weber Insurance makes sure you find the best insurance because their agency is 100% independent. They have the freedom to shop the marketplace and find the best possible combination of cost and coverage. Talk with Dan, Leslie, or Carol to get a quote started today, or go online to weberinsurance.net. Call, click, text, or stop in at Weber Insurance, locally owned in Castleton.
As we come back here via the Bank North timeout, go to ibanknorth.com to find a location near you. Member FDIC equal housing lender. We'll start in the down position here for Kate Olson-Tinglestead against Wermeyer of Fargo Davies to get into this second period again. 15 seconds into this second period. With a win for either one of these clubs, they will go to the placing match, the Consolation Championship at 2:30. With a loss, the season will come to an end. As right now, Olson-Tinglestead and Wermeyer currently still scoreless, is working with that arm bar is Malachi here for Fargo Davies. Malachi continue to kind of bury the head of Kate Olsen Tinglestead. Then we'll have a potentially dangerous. Here's the clock will stop with 1:11 remaining here in the second period. Again, still to come, we'll get to 2:15 and then heavyweights. As Wermeyer will start in the stop position against Olsen Tinglestead. As Olsen Tinglestead works to the edge of the mat. Here against Wermeyer, Malachi with some riding time with 50 seconds remaining here in this second period. And again, a potentially dangerous call as we will stop again with 48 seconds remaining here in this second. As Olsen Tinglestead will start in the down position. So allows us to recap what happened a little bit earlier on here as these two continue. Derek Jorson over Hudson Shaw, 8-3 with the decision win at 107 pounds at 114. Talon Tuchscher here of Fargo. Davies over John Call of Central Cass, winning 7-0 via the decision. Cole Savageau over Ben Quickschreiber here via the fall at 102. And then at 127 pounds, Brady Peterson of Central Cass, winner via fall 40 seconds over Alexander Tangi. That made it at that time 9 apiece after 4 weight classes. As we will have the whistle again for another potential dangerous, and then we will have a blood time coming across the way. At 133 pounds, Nolan Mack from Fargo. Davies over Grady Link via the decision at 6-2. Then at 139, Peyton Lamar over Marquise Klein with a major decision at 12-0. At 145, it was Luke Conroy of Fargo. Davies over Hunter Parisian of Central Cass with the win at 10-5. And then at 152, Aiden Thummel over Isaiah Strange of Fargo. Davies with the major decision win. And then Lucas Seltzer of Fargo. Davies over Adrian Aarons, winner via the fall with 4:55. And then Fargo Davies added to it with a wide Kozowski, winner via tech fall over Caden Graber. Earned 5 points to get them to a 26-17 team score right now. As Fargo Davies out in front right now, still scoreless with 10 seconds remaining between Kate Olsen Tinglestead and Malachi Wermeyer. So Wermeyer will work in the top position here against Kate Olsen Tinglestead. As we'll have 2 seconds remaining here in the second period, and we'll go to the third. Still scoreless between Olsen Tinglestead and Malachi Wermeyer. Again, a decision win for Central Cass. They would still be alive, but would need 2 pins then in the last 2 weight classes to tie Fargo Davies. So Kate Olsen Tinglestead, though, trying to get a 2-point takedown and get 3 big points for Central Cass to try to make it 26-17. Well, if you're Wermeyer right now, a decision nearly puts this match out of reach for Central Cass in comparison. As they start in the neutral position here in the third period as they work to the edge of the mat, trying to get that 2-point takedown across the way. They're not going to give it, as they do have the 1-point escape coming here for Michael Wermeyer, able to get out of the grasp there of Kate Olsen Tinglestead. So right now it's a 1-0 lead here for Wermeyer. Is nearly getting a 2-point was Olsen Tinglestead on the edge of the mat. Olsen Tinglestead and Wermeyer. Kate Olsen Tinglestead trying to get Wermeyer in the headlock. Wermeyer trying to throw Kate Olsen Tinglestead down to the mat, and they will be working on the edge of the mat as we will go back to a neutral position. As Wermeyer has a little blood time, we'll break as well here with just over a minute remaining here in this third period.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Central Cass School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence.
As we're back here after the blood time with Wermeyer and Olsen Tingelstedt into the neutral position. And 1-0 is your advantage here for Malachi over Cade. The 1-point escape, that's where it has started so far here in this third period. Under 60 seconds remaining. Cade Olsen Tingelstedt needs a 2-point takedown to get 3 points awarded here. He goes for the single leg shot, blocked there by Wermeyer. As Cade trying to get a throw here as he's got the underhooks against Wermeyer. Wermeyer able to get his left hand out of it. Now Wermeyer looking for the 2-point takedown of Olsen Tingelstedt, and he's able to get it. Near fall points coming here for Wermeyer as well. So it's a 3-0 advantage with near fall points coming, as Wermeyer will try everything in his power to try to get the major decision, if not via win via the fall, as Olsen Tingelstedt is able to get back to his base, to his stomach, but 3 near fall points awarded to make it 6-0. So Olsen Tingelstedt, with 15 seconds remaining, try not to avoid to give up 2 more points to Malachi Wermeyer here, as Wermeyer is going to pick up the decision win, as getting with the 1-point escape is Olsen Tingelstedt, and that's how we'll end this third period. 6-1, Malachi Wermeyer over Cade Olsen Tingelstedt here at 189 pounds, but on our Golden Harvest Tim Cassette Seed Sales scoreboard, it's now 32-17. I make that 29-17, excuse me. So 29-17, as now for Central Cass, Mitchell Melander goes up against Zach Lilly, and the Squirrels need a pair of pins. Otherwise, Fargo Davies will be moving on to the Consolation Championship here later this afternoon. Zach Lilly with a 2-point takedown after Mitchell Melander. Melander went for a single leg shot to start things off right away. As now for Lilly, he will continue to ride out Melander here, and all that Zach Lilly needs to do is not allow Mitchell Melander to win via the fall, and Fargo Davies will be moving into that 5th place match here later this afternoon. As they continue to work to the side of the mat here, as they will go off, and we will get back to a restart. This is the final match going on right now for the second part of our duels coverage here on YourLiveEvent.com. The Lisbon Broncos will be going into the semifinals on the boys' side, as well as the Central Cass girls. We will have both of those for you. And if Fargo Davies sees a Central Cass comeback here, we will have the Central Cass Squirrels coverage of the 5th place as well here on YourLiveEvent.com. But Zach Lilly right now trying to get Mitchell Melander into a headlock, and now Lilly able to throw Melander down, and there's the pin. So the Fargo Davies Eagles are advancing to the Consolation Championship. Zach Lilly wins via the fall over Mitchell Melander here as we go to the heavyweight at 285 pounds. And for Fargo Davies, they will take a 35-17 advantage, and in doing so, again, able to move on to the Consolation semifinals. So for the Central Cass Squirrels, they will come up short against Bismarck High and Fargo Davies and go 0-2 in their first Class A dual boys tournament. Jennings Cooney here for Central Cass will go up against Jacob Kingsit for Fargo Davies at the heavyweight. As Jackson Cooney right now working on the side of Kingsit. As Kingsit right now for Fargo Davies. And Jennings working to the side of the mat here. Trying to go a little bit into the headlock is going to be Jacob Kingsit. Kingsit able to get the 2-point takedown on Jennings. And in doing so, will work to the side of the mat as well here for Fargo Davies with the early 2-point takedown. So allow us to get to our program here and go over some of the seniors for the Central Cass boys wrestling roster here. The seniors of Brady Peterson heading to MSUM coming up for collegiate wrestling in the fall. You have Cade Olsen Tingelstedt, who will be having his last bout here. Stone Thornton and Jennings Cooney here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Those 4 seniors will be wearing that singlet for the final time here for Central Cass in boys wrestling as they continue to grasp at each other here between Jacob and Jennings. As Jacob trying to come across and work a little bit of a cradle if he could on Jennings. Jennings, we'll see Jacob work the hips across, still with a 2-0 advantage here with under 30 seconds remaining in this first period. As this will be up top here for Jacob with 15 seconds left here in this first period. So Jacob Kingset here for Fargo Davies will be going into the second period with a 2-0 advantage over Jennings here from Central Cass. On the Golden Harvest Tim Gazette Seed Sales team score 35-17. Fargo Davies again will advance to the Consolation. They will go up against the Bismarck Century Patriots for 5th place. Still to come will be an all-Western flavor outside of West Fargo Cheyenne. You have Cheyenne Bismarck High with the Dickinson Midgets, and also Williston will be into the Bismarck High. So Bismarck High, Cheyenne will be awarded upcoming here in the semifinals as Kingsit here for Fargo Davies gets a 2-point reversal to begin this second period and up now 4-0. As they continue to work up top here for Jacob. So Jacob continues to ride out Jennings here from Central Cass with a 4-0 advantage, 80 seconds remaining here in the second period. As for Central Cass Squirrel Wrestling fans, we will have the coverage of their semifinal on the girls' side coming up here after this round of wrestling is done. I'll be coming up in a little bit here on yourliveevent.com on a separate stream link. As Kingsit here on Jennings, trying to work that arm bar across and work that chicken wing in a little bit on that left-hand side here for Jacob. As Jennings is trying to get back to his base into more of a pod position here. As Kingsit working with that left ankle right now on Jennings. And we'll come across into the back with 30 seconds remaining here in this second period. As Kingsit with that 4-0 advantage right now on Jennings. With 15 seconds remaining here in the second period. It's a 2-point takedown in the first with a 2-point reversal in the second. That's how Jacob Kingsit has a 4-0 advantage as we make our way into the third period here at heavyweight. As Fargo Davies with the 4-0 advantage. As they will start in the down position here for Kingsit. So Kingsit will start in the down position as Jennings will be in the up position here for Central Cass, looking to make a throw. Trailing at 4-0 here in this third period. So Kingsit sees the top here of Jennings as Jennings is trying to get that right arm here of Kingsit working down as Kingsit able to work on the right leg now of Jennings. As trying to roll back over is going to be Jennings here on Jacob. And we'll have a 2-point takedown here for Kingsit. So 2 points across the way. Now it's going to be Jennings Cooney with a chance with a 2 points on the reversal to come across and nearly got into a pinning position as Kingsit able to get back to his base with 60 seconds remaining here in the third. As right now Kingsit able to get to those 4 points as Jennings Cooney trying to get to that headlock a little bit here and see if he can get Kingsit down to the mat for some near fall points and trying to work the back points as well. So Jennings continuing to ride out here. Jacob Kingsit trying to get those near fall points coming across the way and also trying to get to a pinning position, but now working his way through that cross is going to be Jacob Kingsit here for 2 points. Now he will earn some near fall points as Jennings Kunin went for a big shot, trailing it at 6-2. And now with 20 seconds remaining here in the third period, Fargo Davies continues to see this one sprawled out here for Jacob Kingsit, as Kingsit's going to be looking for the fall now with 10 seconds left here in the third period. Near fall points will be awarded upcoming. It's 8-2 right now, and they're going to add 3 more near fall points to make it a major decision win. 11-2 here for Jacob Kingsit, and Fargo Davies will win via 39-17 in our Consolation semifinals. So Fargo Davies will play Bismarck Century for the Consolation Championship, while Fargo Central Cass will see their season come to a close at 0-2 on the dual state tournament. Back after this with our post-game show on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hey growers, when working on your water management solutions, call Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. They are your water management contractor, helping you with tile drainage plans, service drainage plans, or both. Remember, water management is a lifetime investment. Call Chad 701-430-0182 to get your water problem solved. For more information, follow Chad's Excavating on Facebook. For tile drainage and service plans, call 701-430-0182. Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Central Cass girls and the Bismarck High Demons will be getting ready to get underway here in a moment. Again, Central Cass falls against the Fargo Davies Eagles here in this boys duel. Thanks so much for joining us. Make sure you go to YourLiveEvent.com for our next coverage here in just a few moments between Bismarck High and Central Cass in the girls semifinals of the state dual tournament.